Hey friends, have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, your bank account barely grows? Like you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of bills, paychecks, and stress? I've been there myself. I had a decent job, worked long hours, and thought I was doing everything right, but at the end of the month, my financial situation hadn't improved much. That's when I picked up a book that completely flipped my perspective, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter. This book isn't just another guide on saving money. It's a blueprint for financial freedom, showing you how the rich think differently, how to acquire assets, and how to make money work for you. And today, we're diving deep into its lessons, along with some of my personal experiences and insights so you can apply them to your life starting today. Robert grew up with two dads, his biological father, Poor Dad, and his best friend's father, Rich Dad. Poor Dad was educated, hardworking, and believed in security. He'd say things like, go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, and you'll be secure. Sounds familiar, right? But here's the problem. Despite his education, Poor Dad struggled financially his whole life. Rich Dad, on the other hand, was self-made, entrepreneurial, and financially savvy. His mantra, financial education is more important than school grades. Learn how money works and make it work for you. The core lesson here is mindset. Poor Dad says, I need security. I need a paycheck. Rich Dad says, how can I make money work for me? What assets can I acquire? Here's my personal insight. So many of us grow up believing that a degree guarantees wealth, but Rich Dad teaches that financial intelligence, understanding money, assets, and liabilities is what creates real freedom. Even as a kid, Robert was learning about money, selling things, observing cash flow, and taking small financial risks. These lessons mattered more than any report card. Practical takeaway. Start paying attention to your financial habits today. Track where your money goes, understand what creates value, and question normal financial advice. This chapter flips a core belief. The rich don't work for money. Most of us are trained to trade hours for dollars, but that approach traps you. True financial freedom comes from making money work for you. Think about it. Person A works 9 to 5 earning $50,000 a year. Person B invests in assets and earns $50,000 a year passively. Who's free? The second person. Assets generate cash flow. Liabilities drain it. My personal story. I realized my investments, like gadgets and an expensive car, were actually liabilities. Once I redirected my income towards true assets like stocks and rental properties, my financial perspective shifted completely. Rich Dad embraces opportunities, takes calculated risks, and doesn't let fear dictate your actions. School teaches us to work for money, but not how money works. Financial literacy is about understanding assets, liabilities, and cash flow. Personal story, when I first tracked my expenses, I realized my investments were draining money. Redirecting even a small amount towards real assets made me feel empowered. Financial IQ, the ability to understand money, manage risk, and spot opportunities is key. Start small, open a stock account, try a side hustle, or simply track your cash flow. Knowledge plus action compounds over time. Working a job isn't building a business, it's supporting someone else's. To achieve financial freedom, focus on building your own assets. I started small, a side hustle while still employed. I failed at first, but every mistake taught me about marketing, cash flow, and confidence. Rich Dad's advice: buy assets that generate passive income. Stop spending on liabilities disguised as assets. Track your finances weekly. Ask, does this make me money or am I paying to maintain it? Most people earn money and then pay taxes. The rich use corporations to reduce tax burdens legally and increase wealth. Personal story, I created a small legal entity for side projects. Expenses like software, marketing, and education became business deductions, freeing more cash to reinvest. Understanding the system is part of financial education. Rich people create opportunities. They don't wait. They use knowledge, creativity, and courage to turn ideas into income. Personal story, my first stock investment seemed risky, but I spotted undervalued companies. That small risk taught me more than years of theory. Fear and cynicism hold most people back, but knowledge reduces risk and builds confidence. The main reason people fail financially isn't intelligence, it's fear and self-doubt. Rich Dodds identifies 5 obstacles: fear, the biggest barrier; cynicism, dismissing opportunities; laziness, avoiding effort; bad habits, overspending, buying liabilities; and arrogance, thinking you know enough. Personal insight, I used to be terrified of investing, but starting small, learning from mistakes, and taking calculated risks changed everything. Rich Dad's mantra: start small, start now. I started with a $100 side hustle. It wasn't much, but it taught me marketing, pricing, and confidence. 4 rules to get started. Know what you want. Educate yourself. Choose advisors wisely. Take action. Work to learn, not just earn. Use leverage, other people's money, time, and skills. Mind your money, track cash flow, and make data-driven decisions. Personal story, I stopped working extra hours for a paycheck and focused on skills that build assets. Result, more money in less time. Rich Dodds 10 steps. Find a reason greater than reality. Take daily action. Pick a field you love. Pick a mentor. Manage risk. Start small. Pay yourself first. Master your mind. Work to learn. Reinvest assets to create more assets. Personal story, following these steps with small side hustles and reinvesting profits allowed me to build multiple income streams and approach financial independence. Closing/takeaways. By now, the lessons are clear. Money is a tool. Learn to use it wisely. Mindsets matter more than income or education. Fear, cynicism, and inaction are your biggest enemies. Start small, take action, and continuously educate yourself. Build assets, not liabilities. My personal journey confirms this. Small, consistent steps, financial literacy, and asset building completely transformed my approach to money, and it can do the same for you. So here's my challenge to you. Start today. Take one small step towards financial education or acquiring an asset. Even tiny actions compound into massive results. The difference between the rich and everyone else isn't luck, it's knowledge, mindset, and action. If you do this consistently, in a few years, your financial life will look completely different.